Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of the Home Shops Intermountain Coil Car Review. Now the other day I was a little nervous. I forgot to do a couple things. One thing was I didn't show or talk about coupler height. Coupler height is absolutely perfect. Now if you've watched some of my other videos recently, I run some pretty long trains, so coupler height is doubly important, especially when you have a whole lot of track you're running over. We'll zoom in real close here. We're going to look at the some of the stenciling. And I hope this is going okay. This looks pretty good. And I've got the Ohio Southern car set up. What does that say right there? Can you see that? I'm gonna have to get the magnifying glass out and read what that says. So I'm going to do part 2 tonight, of course, since you're watching it. But part 3 is going to be the running test. So I've got some locomotives set up here. We're going with some early 60s locomotives because that's really about the latest that I model. I do have some modern stuff, but it's not my favorite. But we're going to run these old school Atlas Cato RS11s. And I have about, 50 cars lined up. So we'll see how it runs. These two run at the head end of a train with 50 cars behind it. And they're kind of heavy. And then maybe I'll put it on a monster train and run them in front of maybe 100 cars. Maybe a little bit longer than that. But we shall see. All right, so I got everything set up here in some good light with some black backdrop here with the yellow car. So I'm hoping that this is going to work out. But you can see the inside of the car. And if you're watching on your phone, John, you should be able to see all of this. So my friend John Lazari busted my chops because he said he couldn't see any detail because he's watching on his phone. And I just had to give him a little shout out there. But I guess what I had done was when I was filming the other night, I was kind of nervous, and I said that in the beginning. And I took a couple of different takes. Normally I just take 1 or 2 takes, but I was having some issues and I was stuttering a little bit, and I don't know what was going on. But I did a couple of takes, and in one take I said part 2 will be up close and detail shots like this. Well, in the take that made it to the final video, I omitted that. So, like a politician, I shall say I misspoke and beg for your forgiveness. I need my reading glasses to look at my phone and this stuff too. This stuff is incredible. John, if you can't see that, you may have to call me. Now what's that there in the corner right there? I gotta get the magnifying glass out. All right, so let's flip it over. And you can see the grading. You can see through that. That's incredible. I love that. I don't know if it's metal. I think it's plastic. I think it's plastic because the car's not very heavy. All right, look at all this brake rigging underneath. Now, right in the middle of the screen is the chain that I was discussing that would be great with some rust on there. Now, this bright yellow car would not be bright yellow if you weathered it. Plenty of play in the trucks here too, so you can adjust forward and backwards. Okay, where's that little piece I was talking about? Flip it around here. So the other night, I had a little trouble remembering what a part was called. There it is. And if you look, hang on. If you look right there, focus. Okay, right there in the very center of the screen, that thing's called a fulcrum. And that's basically like a leverage type point that pivots a little bit. The chain wraps around it. And then it pulls the chain all the way back to the cylinder, if I remember right. And it tightens up the cylinder and applies the handbrakes. Okay, there we go. This thing's not working with me. There we go. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Now, there's a lot of detail down here. Not everything, but there's quite a bit. Now, for me, I really don't care too much for the detail underneath. As long as you can see it from the side, that's pretty cool. But on this one here, you can see a lot of detail on the side. So once again, this is an outstanding model with great detail. And the trucks are okay. They roll really good though, I can tell you that. So let me go ahead and swap around here. Well, maybe not yet. But also you can see the railings on the covers here, on all four sides. And there's nothing underneath there, because in real life, there's nothing underneath there. So these are awesome. Now, Chris called me today, and very happy with the video. So that's always a good thing when your boss is happy with your work. And that really works out for me. So he told me a couple of things about these cars here. 2,200 of them. And I think they're all in his garage getting stickers on there. Now, I forgot to ask him the breakdown between HO and N scale, but I'm going to assume half and half, but that might not be accurate. So what you should do is hit that little, what's that little thing called? What's that little thing called right there? Why can't I remember this stuff when I'm filming? So just screen capture this or put your phone up there right now, turn on your camera, hit that, and that'll take you to the website. Here's another one. Check that one out. And, you know, I used to have some of those for my YouTube channel, and I got rid of it because it just cost me too much money. And this piece of crap. I need an iPhone 16. That's all I need. So I'm going to take this one off the track. I'm going to set it up over here. We'll get my stupid camera to start focusing right, and be right back. All right, I'm going to try to zoom in here to see what this says. I know what it says because I looked it up, but I can't read it. I hope you can. It should say something along the lines of McClelland Equipment Trust. I can't see. I'll post some pictures at the end. And the Ohio Southern card has the Headiger Equipment Trust. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. So whenever you get these cars, make sure you look on there and check out these details. All right. So this car should be exactly the same, and I hope the blue shows up on the black very well. And it does look pretty good. See, the interior detail is the same. You got your B end here, B in the brake, all at the same spot. Makes sense. And you have your fulcrum down here. I don't have anything to point with, but you can see it a whole lot better on this car than what you can on the other one. Let me see if I got some to point with. Hang on. And that didn't take long. So right here is what I'm talking about. If you couldn't see it on the last car, that's the fulcrum. Now, true story. I was working on the railroad. I worked on the line between Greensboro, North Carolina, and Selma, North Carolina, and that's just on the other side of Raleigh. At the time that I was out there, it's called the H line. Now it's called the NC line, and it was built by North Carolina Railroad and still owned by the state of North Carolina. I was coming westbound out of Selma and Raleigh, and we picked up a bunch of junk cars, and I say junk cars because they're pretty raggedy, out of Durham Yard. And I think we picked up like 70 cars out of number one that night. And I had this old piece of junk, what was it, like a ballast car. And it was old, let me tell you, it was old. And we're going down the track, and all of a sudden we went into emergency. I went walking back, and all of this rigging had fallen off the bottom of the car and was laying on the tracks, wedged up between the wheels and the rail. And I'm telling you, if we would have went maybe another half mile, we would have derailed all over the place. And it was just right underneath of the I-85 and I-40 overpass. And I was like, man, that could have really messed up a lot of stuff. And there was a creek there and a bridge and a whole bunch of other stuff. It could have been ugly. And I waited out there for like 3 hours before the car man come out there. and ended up using a brake line, like a mobile brake line. It looked like a garden hose, or not a garden hose, but like a fire hose with glad hands on each end. And we just bypassed that car and the brakes on there. But it was a pretty crazy night. And I believe we went into emergency coming in the Pomona yard too, or something. We got in Greensboro, went in emergency also, and somebody pulled the cut lever. So, no, we didn't go in the emergency. I'm sorry. We stopped at a stop signal. We're sitting there. We start to pull when we get our signal, and the train separated. We went into emergency, and I had to walk back like 2 miles. And it turned out that somebody pulled the cut lever, and then somebody else thought they were hot stuff, and they were going to drive their car between. And they were going really fast between the cars, and the gates were down, and they ended up going into a ditch. And, yeah, we logged out that night. Dwight, you probably remember that one. I think that was all the same night, but maybe it wasn't. The older I get, a lot of my memories just kind of fade together. So brake rigging, this stuff here is just begging to be painted and weathered. I think it's going to look incredible. This car would look great if the trucks were weathered and the wheels. And I may have to do that because Chris told me I could keep the cars. I was expecting to send them back. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to come up with some sort of a contest or something and give them away. Well, the Ohio Southern, this one will be, if the boss tells me to give this one away, I'll give it away, but I'm going to keep this one. And I'm trying to think of what would be appropriate. First thing that comes to mind is maybe, what if, my 2000th, why can't I talk? Whoever subscribes in is number 2000, you'll get this Ohio Southern car maybe. I'm trying to, is that something that would be cool? Or that would leave out all my other subscribers? So what could I do that would include all my subscribers, increase my subscribership, get more people to visit the homeshops.net website and order cars? So who's got any really good suggestions? That's what I have. So leave a comment down there. And, if you're at a loss for words like I am sometimes, send me an email at hoscalemodeltrains1221@gmail and tell me what your idea is. And if it's a really good one, we're going to work something out. I'm going to give you some credit for it too, because, I'm just a regular guy, and I have some regular ideas, and there's some really smart people out there, and y'all got some great ideas. So share your ideas down below. We can come up with some sort of a contest or something like that. And somebody's going to get this Ohio Southern car, and if the boss says so, you might get that V&O car as well. So I'm going to go ahead and close here. If you like this video, hit like, of course. Leave a comment, of course. Hit that notification bell because I'm going to be on the road a little bit. You never know when I'm going to be uploading. I'm going to the Nickel Plate Historical and Technical Society convention in Indiana. I'll be up there this weekend. Hopefully I get some good pictures and get to talk to Tony Custer and ride behind the 765. That's going to be Friday, matter of fact. So I'm getting pretty stoked. So once again, like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, subscribe. Go watch another video because if you don't, I will find you.